kitchen sink at you. It looked like the most of the team challenged you this season, probably. Can you take us through what you were thinking late in the third quarter, early in the last quarter when they were coming at you?
Yeah, look, they, Mick's a really good coach. Really rate him. Their coaching panel. They planned well, and yeah, it was a real challenging game for us. They sort of controlled the footy a little bit too more than we would have liked, too much for our liking. And it's very hard to then pressure when they're just controlling the footy, taking uncontested marks. And then they also get in some strong numbers back behind the footy, so making it quite difficult when we're going inside forward 50 at times where, Talia Randall was, versus two players, or, Emma King and a number of players were sort of battling outnumbered for most of the game. So it's stifled the game a little bit. But, the response at three-quarter time was just so strong from our players. The last quarter was the way that, we'd spoken about how we wanted the game to look right from the word go, but it took us a while to be able to build into that and get the game looking that way. Maybe Melbourne ran out a bit of steam. I know it's a real benefit having the week off coming into a prelim, but, all credit to them. They were very good today.
What do you think it was that caused you to probably not kick into gear as much as you'd like until a bit later on? Was it more just the fact that Melbourne had more of the ball, or how did you see that?
Yeah, well, they definitely were trying to control the footy a fair bit, and it seemed like every quick kick that came out of a contest, they sort of had a number there. But yeah, it's as I said, all credit to Melbourne. They planned well. They executed a pretty strong game plan, and which challenged us. But all credit to our players how they responded at three-quarter time.
Eilish, what was the pressure and intensity out there like? Because it felt like they weren't going to back down from the fight.
Yeah, Melbourne's a great team, and we knew that they'd bring that heat. They've also got really good use of the ball movement, so I think that made it hard to create pressure because they could kind of use that ball and get into an uncontested game. So, it probably wasn't the pressure that we wanted in those first three quarters, but I guess when your back's against the wall, you really stepped up, so that's what we did.
And you trained for the longest today than you have out of any game this season, scoreless in the third quarter. What do you think it took from this group, the belief?
I didn't even realise we were scoreless in the third quarter. I think you don't get bogged down in those details. You just got to focus on the next quarter and bring that heat. We just played our system, played our game, and put the pressure on when we needed to. Probably a little bit after we needed to.
Yeah. But probably to that point, the pleasing thing for us was, even though we were held scoreless, but also Melbourne didn't really score a lot throughout that period, and even probably from about the after the 10-minute mark in the first quarter, I think we held them to one shot, and we'd had 10 shots on goal. So there were elements of the game that we were able to get through at times, but they definitely made it difficult for us.
Eilish, to have booked a spot in the grand final, how do you feel when you hear those words?
It probably hasn't sunk in yet, but it's pretty exciting. I guess it's what everyone plays for. We all come to try and make a grand final and play in those big games, in those big moments. So I guess just process this and spend the week enjoying it, letting that kind of sink in, and set ourselves to go again against whoever that is.
How's the hamstring? Was it a tough 2 weeks having to wait? You're almost there for qualifying final and had to cool your heels a bit.
I think I've sort of learnt to, back the people around me. So, the S&C and Croc, that was the call that we made, and I trust them, and I'd like to hope that it paid off in dividends. I can live with that decision. I probably couldn't live with coming back and potentially re-injuring it and missing out. So, happy to wait, bide my time, and hopefully I can, do what I need to do in those moments when I'm needed.
Just on that, did you let yourself think about potentially playing in a grand final when you had to manage a hamstring?
For me, it's about being present. So it's not thinking about 2-3 weeks ahead. It's really about focusing on the next session. And the great thing about playing for North Melbourne is we've got such a strong list. So I can't worry about that. I just need to worry about being the best player I can. Otherwise, I'm not going to get picked. So I just focus on going out, doing that session, doing the rehab, following the program, and don't get too caught up in what could happen. And
there were a lot of parallels.
Sounds like a coach in waiting, doesn't she?
There were a lot of parallels to Emma Carney a year ago, coming back in the prelim, playing on managed minutes. Be off the leash next week? Will there still be a cap on the minutes? Or?
I don't know. I don't think I was too capped. Whatever the S&Cs, there's a fine science behind it. So whatever they do, whatever they put on that board, you follow to a T, and it usually works out to your advantage. So I'm not sure what that looks like. Yep.
You've had your biggest scare yet, I think, heading into this grand final with that win. Any concerns? Any things that need to be fixed ahead of next week?
Oh, look, as I said, I think it was, I just spoke to the players, I think it was great preparation for a grand final. Prelims are sometimes really hard games to get through because, you know what's on the end of a prelim win. And so you go into sometimes a prelim, with a bit of anxiety around trying to get through that game and make a grand final. Now we've made the grand final, so you tend to serve, players can feel a bit freer, enjoy the week, and just go and really play without any hesitation or any doubt whatsoever. So I think it was a really important game to get through. I'm glad we had that preparation in that game because I think it prepares us really well for whoever's coming.
The win streak aside, you've now made 3 consecutive grand finals. Do you allow yourself a moment just to sit back and a moment of pride at the program that's been built?
Yeah, I just
said that.
Yeah. Well, you can say that. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had a little debrief in the change rooms just after we all came in, and Croc called that out. Like, it's a huge testament to the program, not just the girls who step out on the field, just the girls, in the 21 and in the squad. It's everyone who comes to work for our program. Like, everyone plays their role, and I think you can sit back and really appreciate what they've been able to achieve. It's setting the standard in this competition, and it's great. So we just have to go out and, do that proud.
Not done yet.
Yeah.
What's the plan with tonight's game? Do you guys stick together?
Someone was like, do you all watch it together? I was like, no, we're just going to go do it.
No, I think they'll go and do all their recovery and just relax. And
we spend enough time together.
Is there a team you prefer to play, given you've played Brisbane in the last 2 grand finals?
No, I think even coming into the final series, you have to beat them all, to go all the way. Whether it was Adelaide or Melbourne today, whether it's going to be Carlton or Brisbane next week, you just have to beat, who you come up against, and we'll plan for and prepare for their best, whichever team we're playing, their best football, and and be really trying to execute our best.
Any injury concerns? I noticed that Alex O'Loughlin didn't burst from the bench like the rest of them did.
Yeah.
Was quite a bit behind the others. I didn't know.
No, not that I know. Not that I know. Yeah, I think that might just be Alice being Alice. But no, I think I haven't heard anything from a medical perspective of any concerns.
Just looking ahead to Monday night, Croc, a lot of good judges think Ash Riddell's a very strong chance for the league, best and fairest. How deserving would that recognition be for her as an individual player? It's been hard for her and Jasmine Garner to get recognised on this night.
Yeah. Either would be really worthy winners. Both have had outstanding seasons. Both live the mantra that we have at the footy club of just coming in to get better every day. Set an amazing example, don't they, as individuals and players. And I think either would be very deserving. Obviously, Jazz missed one game and then came off early in another game. So whether that's cost her, but Ash also has had an outstanding year. So it'd be pleasing for either of them. But you know what, they wouldn't even be too concerned about that. They know that we've got a job to do next week, and that's what they'd be focusing on.
Yeah. Croc, what was going through your mind at 3/4 time? Because it was kind of uncharted territory for this side, and what was your message to the players?
Oh, you can say that if you want.
I think, loves a challenge. Love the challenge. Like, this is what it's all about. So, we just take those moments. So, cool, calm, collected, Croc is, always. But, gave us a bit of a rev up, and we knew what we needed to do.
Yeah, I just felt like that, it was, as I said, great preparation for next week, that to be in that tight situation, behind at 3/4 time, and, just how we were going to respond in those moments. And, as I alluded to before, the players were super in that last quarter.
I was just also, sorry, you've gone from playing local footy in Sydney to now being the grand finalist. Like, how do you look back on that journey? Also, like, would you thought you'd be here then?
It's a bit surreal. I guess I don't know. That's what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to play potentially in a team that could play in a grand final and win a cup. So, yeah, I think you don't think about it right now in the moment, but it's something that with time I'll reflect on and appreciate how special that is and how special the program is to be able to get there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Ta.
Thanks.